Welcome back in one of the Bears Drama Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, December 5th, and I'm back for some Thursday Night Football. We're going to be looking at a monster NFC North matchup. The Packers traveling to take on the Detroit Lions. Hopefully this is going to be one of the better games of the season. I'm going to break this game down, a couple player props to go along with it. But before we get into those matchups, let's take a look at the Browns going up against the Broncos. Very fun game on Monday night. Anytime Jameis Winston is playing football, it's a great game to watch. But we did go 2-1. Denver does cover on the pick six, the second one by Jameis. Almost had three amazing post-game interviews from Jameis Winston after the game, talking about his interceptions and his pick sixes. Winner on the player prop side was Bo Nix, over 220.5. Passing yards went for 270, I want to say, 275 maybe. Again, he's continued to be undervalued on the book. We'll see what he comes out next week for Sunday. Are they on bye? Yeah, I think Denver's on bye. Maybe the book will also take a bye and figure out the adjustments on his line. And then the loser was Jerry Jeudy. He had 3,000 receiving yards in this game. I took the under, 59.5. Figured that Sutton and company would shut him down, but Jameis Winston threw for nearly 500 yards. So the Denver defense did not have a good day besides the 3 interceptions, multiple sacks, and 2 pick sixes. So, very strange game on Monday night. Very fun game to watch on Monday night. Hopefully we get somewhere similar to the same contest in this game. Very competitive game. Very fun game to watch. We have the Packers going up against the Lions. If the Lions win this game, they control their own destiny. They would have a massive lead in the NFC North. Not by wins and losses, but they've already beat the Packers once. They've already beat the Vikings once. If they beat the Packers twice, the only matchup they really need to worry about is the Vikings coming up later on in the season. This is a big game for the Packers, though. They have been on a roll over the last 6 games. They have 5 wins over the last 6. The only loss was against the Lions, and they really should have lost to the Bears as well. But we had the Matt Eberflus special on that run of 4 games that he lost in any type of different way he could imagine. I'm not very high on the Packers this season. I think that they're a very good team. I just think Jordan Love is so inconsistent. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he has a ton of weapons to throw to. I like Josh Jacobs in the backfield. I think the defense is playing okay this season. I just don't love the Packers this season. There's something about them. They're winning these close games against not very good teams. They've been winning by a lot of points against what I would assume a lot of people think are top teams in the NFL. But if you take a look at the schedule over the last 6, they beat the 49ers in Green Bay whenever the 49ers were not healthy at all. They didn't have Brock Purdy in that game. They beat the Dolphins in the cold. I thought the Dolphins might win that game outright, but it turns out the Dolphins are still candy-ass. They cannot play in cold temperatures. The Packers win that game. They thrive at home in Lambeau in the cold. In the other games, they lost to the Lions by 10. They should have lost to the Bears, like I said. They did win that game. Then they beat the Jaguars by 3 and the Texans by 2. Texans have been struggling lately, and you guys all know the Jaguars. I'm just not sold on the Packers this season. The Lions, it's been, 3 consecutive weeks I've been saying this is the best team in the NFL. They leapfrogged the Ravens. They leapfrogged the Chiefs. This is the best team in the NFL. They did struggle going up against the Texans as well, but they were on the road, and they came back from a 20-point deficit to win that game by 3. Other than that, they have a 46-point win against the Jaguars, 10-point win against the Packers, 38-point win against the Titans, 18-point win against the Colts. They are dog-walking some of these teams in the NFL. Thanksgiving Day, we all saw the 3-point win. They probably should have lost that game going up against the Bears, but that's just been the Bears season the entire time. I'm going to take the Lions in this game, minus 3.5. We are going to get some players back on the defensive side from both of these teams. Might be seeing Taylor Decker on the offensive line for the Lions as well. Neither one of these teams coming in extremely healthy, but I do think the Lions will win this game, minus 3.5. They're gritty. I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground. We're going to see the defense flying around. Dan Campbell, he's probably had this game circled on the calendar for a while. I'm going to take the Lions, minus 3.5 at home in the Dome with Jared Goff as the first play. Let's go to the player props. We're going to be keeping the ball on the ground for the most part today, but we're going to start in the air. I'm going to be looking at David Montgomery to go over 13.5 receiving yards going up against the Pack. I'm going to take this for 2 reasons. The first reason is that David Montgomery has gone over this number in 6 of the last 7 games. He's been used a lot more in the passing game than normal. Typically, all it takes for David Montgomery is 1 screen pass. He goes for 20 yards on that play. So I do think he's going to do well in the passing game this game. The second reason I'm going to go with David Montgomery is because I think we might see Jahmyr Gibbs in the doghouse just a little bit. There's a possibility that Dan Campbell realizes how big this game really is, and he wants to punish Gibbs later on in the season. But I just don't think that's how Dan Campbell operates. I do think he's going to teach him a lesson in this game and maybe not play him as much as we've typically seen. The protection packages were displayed on a TikTok from Jahmyr Gibbs. They can change those calls, but it's going to be hard work. I'm sure they don't want to do that. What is it, week 14 in the season? So that's just a young kid making a mistake. Dan Campbell, he was not aware of the plays getting released on the TikTok until the post-game interview. Somebody told him about it. He was extremely pissed off about it. I don't know if that was the last question of the press conference, but he left immediately after that. He was not aware of it, and I'm sure he went to talk to Jahmyr Gibbs after that. So I'm not sure if he's going to get punished in this game. Everybody loves Sonic and Knuckles, but we might see Jahmyr Gibbs not on the field as much as usual. So I'm going to go with David Montgomery in this game, over 13.5 receiving yards as the play. For the second play of the day, we're going to be taking it on the ground, and we're going to go with Josh Jacobs, over 65.5 rushing yards going up against the Lions. I do think that Jordan Love has been good this season. He has done a great job over the last couple of games. Like I said, limiting the turnovers. It just feels like whenever Jordan Love steps back, though, he's going to rip the ball down the field no matter what the coverage is. He's got a lot of Jameis Winston in him, and I kind of like that about him. That's why it makes him fun to watch. But Jameis Winston has shown to be good at times, and, he's shown to be bad at times. But there's a reason everybody likes Jameis Winston, because he lets the ball rip. Jordan Love, he lets the ball rip. So I understand why people like Jordan Love. But bringing in Josh Jacobs, that has been a monster get for the Packers. They already had Aaron Jones, who is doing a great job right now in Minnesota. I do think everybody can agree that Josh Jacobs has been as good or better than Aaron Jones was for the Green Bay Packers a couple years ago. He's going to be the feature back once again in this game because A.J. Dillon is still dealing with some injuries. And like I said, the breakdown, the Lions and the Packers, they're both dealing with some significant injuries up front and at the linebacker position. So both of these teams might be able to establish the run a little bit more, even though both these teams have been good on this season at stopping the run. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have 20-plus touches in this game. He is off the injury report. He was questionable on Wednesday. He is not questionable as of Thursday morning. He's going to be playing in this game. I'm going to take him over 65.5 rushing yards as the final play of the day. Let's go take a look at the recap graphic. We're going to be taking the Lions -3 in the Dome with Jared Goff. That offense is special. They're going to put up a lot of points. I'm going to take them -3.5. David Montgomery, over 13.5 receiving yards. He's hit this number in 6 of the last 8. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs might be in the doghouse just a little bit. Might see more of David Montgomery in this game. And then final play of the day, Josh Jacobs, over 65.5 rushing yards going up against the Lions as the play. Guys, it's going to do it for the NFL picks and props for Thursday, December 5th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.